Yo, how's it going, guys? Today we're gonna be doing our split 3 of season 14's item and rune guide. I've only played around like 20 games, I think, or so on this patch, so I don't have a ton of info yet on this patch, so I'll probably make another video when the next patch drops, because I feel like they're gonna buff and nerf some items, so I'm gonna give you guys what I've been running so far and what's felt the best, and yeah, I'll probably make another video in a bit, probably like another week or so with the new patch. But yeah, currently on this account, I'm actually 8-0. I just started playing this account today. I was doing it with Ali earlier. So yeah, I've been running this very standard build, which we're going to pull up in a second. I'll do the runes first, just because runes didn't really change at all. Like, you still can go Conk Sorcery with Transcendence Gathering Storm, and then it's just Conquer, Triumph, Haste, and Last Stand, and then Double Adaptive with base health. I mean, you can obviously go attack speed if you want, but I think Double Adapt is better. People ask me about lethal. I did try out lethal tempo because I got added back to the game, but it just doesn't seem very useful. And also, Conquer just gives better stats. PTA, if they are super squishy, there is a small argument for it, but I think Conquer is still just better, so that's why I go Conquer. So yeah, you can go the standard page, or you can go the resolve page if you want more laning prio with Demolish Second Wind. But yeah, the runes didn't change really at all, so it's just more preference, to be honest. But yeah, going into the items now, this is where you'll see a major difference compared to last split. I just have the starter items here for anyone, because I'll put the items in the description afterwards. But yeah, the difference now is, I mean, for first items, it's pretty similar. Like, we were pretty much going Cupros first in most games anyways. But I have been doing Voltaic as well sometimes. Usually it's only in the range, but I'll sometimes do it in the melees as well. But yeah, for first item, usually it's either Hubris or Voltaic. It's still pretty similar, just because these two items didn't get touched early at all, which is nice. They lost like 5 haste each, so they're still really good items. Voltaic, they go up 100 gold, but yeah, they both have really good stats, so they're really good first items. For boots, you can sit on tier 1s a lot of games, but if you do want to upgrade boots, the souls are still really good. If they're very heavy AD and they have a lot of auto attackers, though, I do think Steel Caps is honestly an angle now, because they buffed these again for some reason to now being 12%. Wait, what just happened? Give me 1 sec, my client just randomly crashed. I've never had that happen before. Sorry about this little intermission. I don't know what just happened. Why my client just crashed on me. Yeah, let's get back into that. Hello? What is happening, Ride Games? Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. But yeah, souls are good. They buffed tabbies back to 12% tenacity or auto reduction for some reason. So into like really heavy AD topsides, I think it's honestly fine to go. They pretty hard gutted mercs, so I don't think it's ever really worth it to go mercs, unless it's like a comp where like you literally need tenacity or else you can't play. So maybe not worth, but they aren't the worst thing in the world. So usually I'm either sitting on tier 1s or I'm getting souls. But in specific scenarios where they're like, say it's like a Jackson, like Jarvan topside, I'll sometimes do tabbies, or steel caps, whatever we want to call them. But yeah. Now moving on to the main difference. Hydra's got completely gutted this patch. Like, Profane Hydra before used to have the execute passive on it, or it would do extra damage when they were low. They completely removed that. And on top of that, they made the AoE splash damage down 100 on your auto attacks. They reduced the AD scaling on the active by 20%. They took away 20 ability haste on this item. And just in general, like, the active is just terrible on the item now. And for 3,200 gold, it's just not worth it. So that's why I don't go Profane anymore. It's not good. Ravenous also, same thing. The active got nerfed. They took away some AD, and they also took away some of the healing of it. So it's also, like, kind of meh. I think this is a little bit more of a viable Hydra between the two, but it's still not great, so I don't go it anymore. And then Titanic also, they took away, it went from 1.5% per auto on the max health to only 1%. So they literally like chunked a third of the percent damage on your auto attacks gone. And then they also took away more AD and give it a tiny bit of health, but it's also bad. So honestly, all 3 Hydras right now are really bad. So I don't even go Hydras anymore, as you'll see by this build here. What I've been doing right now is I've just been going pure lethality with Hubris Voltaic as usually my first 2 items now. I don't think you need to go them both together. Like, you can do one or the other and just go into these other items too. But it's felt pretty good going both of these, so I've been doing Hubris Voltaic. Then, if they have a lot of armor, I'll go LDR third. But if not, I'll usually just get a Yomu's. Or, obviously, if like they have shielding, I'll go Serpents. But, yeah, I'll usually go third without item, then go LDR. I think LDR is still the best pen item. They did change Sorelda's this patch, so it's not the worst item in the world. but it gives less pen and it gives haste, which is, I mean, it isn't bad. Obviously, like haste is nice to have, but if you're playing a full lethality style, which I think is like the only style that kind of works right now, because they completely gutted all the bruiser items. All the bruiser items lost like 10 to 15 AD, so bruiser is even worse than it was last patch, which is crazy to think because it was already pretty bad. So I think LDR is still the best because they also completely gutted Mortal. They took away another 5% pen on it, and on top of that, it costs 3,200 gold now. So I think LDR is by far the best pen item. I usually go LDR every game. So yeah, it's either third or fourth item usually, and then Axiom still is pretty good. Like all these lethality items here didn't even get touched like at all. They lost maybe like 5 haste. That's about it. So they're all really good. And then yeah. So this is usually like the 6 items I go if I ever do get the 6 items. Like obviously it's pretty hard to get the 6 items right now. Well, those are like the main items, just because, yeah, they completely gutted like items like Cleaver, for example. It went from 55 AD to 40 AD for some reason. And then a lot of just the other bruiser items got nerfed pretty hard. So I think right now this is like probably the most consistent build that you can go, which is without a Hydra. Like if you're so desperate that you feel like you cannot play the game without wave clear, I guess you can go a Hydra like 4th or 5th item. But I just don't think they're worth it right now. And in the tanks, you're kind of just fucked right now, if I'm being honest. Like, it's in a really bad state to play against tanks as Kled right now because you don't have an actual good pen item that you can build early. So against tanks, you struggle pretty hard. Like I've tried Eclipse into them, and it still doesn't feel good because Eclipse also got nerfed. And I don't know, tanks are definitely the bane of your existence as Kled right now. But yeah, overall, I think right now it's probably best just to go no Hydra and just go like pure lethality because all these items didn't actually get nerfed that hard, thankfully, for lethality, and all the other like builds to get nerfed. So I'd recommend trying a build out like this. And yeah, let me know down below what do you guys think about these items. As I mentioned, I'll get rid of this Hydra section now since we don't need it. But I'll put a link to this item set in the description if you guys want this. And yeah, as I mentioned, I'll probably make another video in like a week or two when the new patch drops because I'm assuming they're going to buff and nerf some items. I'm hoping they buff some of the Hydras so we can get back to building them. But most likely they probably won't because it's Riot Games. So yeah, I think it's a lethality angle right now. And yeah, let me know down below if you guys have any suggestions because I have tried a lot of different builds. And I don't know, this just feels the best. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this becomes helpful and you guys can help, or you guys can use these in your games. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.